Hey, this is Stacia, and I'm about to play a training game on chess.com. I'm a little bit nervous. I am on the verge of falling under 1700 again because I'm on a losing streak. I think I lost my last three games. And now, well, if I lose this one today, I'll probably fall below 1700. But that's okay if it happens. No big deal. I will just keep plugging along and keep learning. But definitely time management is becoming, well, it's probably my biggest weakness in chess right now. And I'm always hesitant to focus on it because I want to play good moves and I want to learn more. So playing faster or playing more artificial isn't really appealing to me, but on the other hand, it is practical in these rapid games. And if I want to increase my rating, well, I'm going to need to play a little bit faster. So, all right, let's get ready. Oh, I just realized I need to play a move in my game too, but let's wait. I'm really bad at daily games. If any of you have challenged me, I usually don't accept them because I lose on time. So time management in daily games, also a problem. All right, let's do this though. I'm ready. I'm going to try to play the opening fairly quick. I think I should save my my time for more critical decisions if I can. And then maybe when we analyze this game, let's lean towards thinking of it in terms of time management and see if we can identify like moments that make me think and maybe do for you too. Or maybe not. Or maybe you guys can help me. That's the other thing. All right, so my opponent is 1770, so I'm happy to see that. All right, looks like we have a Sicilian defense. So I play d4, the Smith-Morra, c3. Okay, and I'm curious to see what approach my opponent will take against the Smith-Morra. I think I usually go bishop c4 first. I'm not sure, actually. Probably doesn't matter all that much. You go knight f3, bishop c4. All right, so can they play knight f6 here? I don't think so. I don't think so. So they usually go like a6. Okay, so this move is interesting. I don't think it's a good move, but I also don't know how to punish it. I've had some trouble with it. So maybe it is a real move. I probably should just castle regardless. So I will do that. Now the normal plan for me is queen e2, rook d1. Okay, h6 is slow. I'm happy to see that move. That's usually not advised. So what can I do here? Is knight b5 a thing already? I don't really think so. Knight b5, d6, I think. And then if e5, maybe a6. Can I then take on d6? I don't know. So when the bishop left that side of the board, it made g7 weak. But I can't really get to it. I don't think. A3, B4 seems slow. I guess I'll go with the normal plan and let's see what happens. I don't want to spend a lot of time here, but I definitely wanted to look for something. Probably I will make a flashcard on this. Okay, so I think that e5 is not advised because normally I would play e5, but maybe knight g4 and f7's attacked. Now maybe I can go for lines like that, but I don't think so. I've had blitz games go wrong. So I probably need to get rid of that bishop first. Can I do that? What about knight b5? Knight b5. I am threatening to jump into d6, or no? No, I'm not. I am not. I might just go rook d1. Okay, let's play normal. I don't know how to punish this setup for black, but I know it's not supposed to be good. It's just, maybe I will go for an a3, b4 type thing, but I'm on the lookout for something weird with the bishop being misplaced. Either I'm going to get play on the bishop on this side of the board, or he's going to be needed over here. But I don't see it so far. I mean, usually the bishop goes to e7. That's usually where he belongs. Okay, well, that means black wasted 2 tempos, h6 and bishop f4. Can I punish this? Probably now I do have e5. Let's see, e5, knight, g4. And, all right, e5, knight, g4. That actually looks really bad, right? h3, where's the knight go? It's trapped. So e5. Knight d5 is no good. Retreating, I guess knight h7 is possible. It's probably the best move. It doesn't look all that appealing, though, I'll tell you that. So now knight b5 might be an idea. Knight b5, d5, and I take. That looks good, I think, because there will be a pin. So knight b5, d6, I take it, knight b5. Otherwise, I'm jumping in. So I'm just going to play it. I'm not going to think too much about it. It seems correct. Yeah, and I'm behind on the clock, but so I guess, you know, my opponents, they tend to play instantly like a blitz game, but I tend to think more, which I think is good, but I do end up in time pressure. So probably knight d6 then, right? So yeah, I think so. If they take, I will take with the rook. And what am I going to do with my dark square bishop? One thing I do struggle with in these positions is like, I know this knight's awesome, like I know that. But I don't always figure out how to use it. Okay, so knight takes, queen takes, knight takes e5 is probably a threat. So maybe bishop f4 is the way to go. I think so. I'll just do it. I've seen other lines in the Morra where you need to put the bishop here and guard the e5 pawn. That pawn's pretty annoying for black, so... And if I ever lose it, generally black's better, so... I mean, black's already up one pawn, right? So I'm not going to lose another pawn without good reason, at least not on purpose. Well, plus now rook c1 is the thing, or maybe if they take... So I think I should just take with a queen. Let's make sure that's correct. I think it is. Okay, and I better start looking for black's resources here. Well, queen g3 is starting to become a thing. But I guess bishop g5 there. Usually black goes a6, b5, bishop b7. But the knight on d6 certainly makes that harder. If they take, I take with the rook. Okay, so here it comes. Now what should I do here? I'm tempted to take on h6. Doesn't that look like a thing? I might play bishop b3 because I don't want to play bishop. Well, could I play bishop d3? Bishop g3, bishop takes knight, pawn takes. I don't want to do that really. What I really want is my rook there. Bishop b3 threatens bishop c2. Then I have queen e4 ideas. And if I did take right now and played queen g4 check. Well, rook lifts our thing. Kind of expecting the bishop to pop out to g5 though, and it's preventing h4, which I would like to play. I actually think bishop b3, it's slow, but b5 is going to happen, so I kind of like bishop b3. And if b5 I don't know, but I don't have enough time to figure out the absolute best move, so let's play this one. Okay, let's keep an eye on the black resources. I tend to let my guard down. I think bishop g5 is definitely a move. Okay, they're gonna take. I should take with a rook, right? Now sometimes black can go f6 or f5, so I should definitely look at that. Seems awfully weakening. So I have the two bishops, but usually if I have a dark square bishop, that's usually a good thing. Okay, so they're getting scared. That's what that move is. So knight g6 is coming, I think. Knight g6 or knight f5. Knight f5 attacks the rook. Okay. That's definitely possible. So I kind of like bishop c2 now, and if knight f5, I might take it. Might take it. Pretty sure I would, because then I can take on h6 and win another pawn. I don't know if that's winning or anything. Might be losing. I could play h4 here. Bishop takes h6, pawn takes. Well, bishop takes h6. He might even go knight f5 right away. So, all right. I think bishop c2. He could also go knight d5 though. I didn't really think about that one. Then my rook's entombed, but kind of safe. Maybe rook d1. Rook d1, knight f5. Against knight f5, I can play g4. So it could be a thing. Okay, I just want this because it seems useful. If knight f5, I might take it, and I might try like queen e4. Now I'm sure black wants to desperately get their light square bishop out, but it's not so easy because even after b5, bishop b7, they can't play that. They actually can't even play b5 because I take the rook. So that's pretty annoying. This is actually called a rook wedge. Some of my students in my class today were talking about pawn wedges. I told them, hey, you can do a wedge with a rook. You can do one with a queen. You can do one with a bishop. I've never really called one a knight wedge. I don't think, but I suppose, you know, but you can wedge a piece in like this and block the pawn. Like this d pawn is not happy, right? He wants to desperately come to d5, but the rook is entrenched in the black position. Okay, why am I chatting? Let's think about what we're gonna do. Okay, queen e4 is my idea. Now I should look at this because at some point this might work. Pawn takes, pawn takes. I guess I could check here or g3. Wow, he did go there. Kind of surprised. All right, well, that attacks my bishop. So if queen e4, f5, I think. All right, let's look at this. Queen e4, f5. Oops. Queen e4, f5. So I can take en passant. Oh, knight f6, guarding that. I think that's the idea. So, but there, you know, there is queen g3 is a move. Attacking here. That looks very desperate to me. Kind of like that. All right, so is there anything else besides f5? There's g6. That also looks bad because bishop takes. And if here, you know, I don't think they could take the bishop, right? Because I just checkmate. That looks pretty reasonable. So I think queen e4 is a forcing move. It's pretty forcing. If I really wanted to get crazy, I could take the knight first. No, because then there is no queen e4, but there is queen d3. Queen d3, f5 here. Well, you know what? After check, the f7 square is available. So wait, does that happen in the other line? Let's look at this. f5, I think it does. So, here, if I take knight f6, well, I thought queen g3 there. How do they defend that? There's no knight g4. And if here, is there any other way? So g6, and then I take here. Okay, I'm going to play this move. I'm not sure if it wins. I kind of doubt it, but it definitely is forcing and applies some pressure, and maybe black will make a weakness. I think we might be attacking I think we're attacking. Okay, I should watch my back rank, just something I want to keep an eye on. B5 is possible now. That might be part of why he played this move. Okay, so I thought takes. Now, I didn't really consider this, but he could take with a queen. And if he does, I have check. King F7. But then I take on H6. Okay, we are going to take. I think opening the position benefits us. So I was thinking Queen G3 now. Does Queen G3 work? It definitely applies pressure. So what can black do there? Looks really hard to defend H6, so I'm going to play it. That was sort of the idea. Let's make sure that's true. If knight e4, I take with the queen, I'm defending my bishop. Well, this is kind of funny because if bishop takes h6 and he takes the rook, then I checkmate him on g7. So I can take on h6 as far as I can tell. And then the rook's untouchable. But then rook g7, rook d1. All right, I'm going to play this. The rook's untouchable. Black has to maintain defense of... What about knight h5? Well, knight h5, I could probably just play rook d1. It's not a very, like, forcing move. But it does free up the queen. Okay, so that also frees up the queen. So I think rook d1 now. Also, I just want to look real quick. If here, it's not going to be checkmate, is it? Because rook takes, check, king gets out. Check. Yeah. I think I see a checkmate, actually. Okay. So, I don't know if this is right, but let's say bishop g5. I mean, he could do something else, but if he does take the rook, I was thinking take the knight. Rook takes, queen check, king here. Oh wait, king f7, bishop g7 check. Like, aren't I, I'm playing queen e8. Queen e8 might be, is that checkmate or what is that? Maybe not. Maybe it's not checkmate because it might come out on f6. So I think I should just double. 3 minutes left. So he can move the king, I guess. If he does that, I'll just go bishop g5, pin the knight. This is probably a good position because the bishop. Okay. Now the knight's pinned. Knight takes, rook takes, check. Here, check. There. So bishop e7, is that the... He's gonna go there. I can go h4 or I can take the knight. Now if I take the knight here, there is no check anymore. But I still like it for some reason. Just gonna do it. Because I don't have a lot of time. Queen takes. That hits f2. And I don't have a check. Okay. Don't like that so much. Material's even. Okay, material's even. Can I take the queen? Just play like that. Well, in that case, h4, right? Because, or f3. I do have a lot of pressure here. Oh, why am I sneezing? Queen h7, is that actually a threat? Not really. f3 seems so weak. I don't want to play it, but all right, come on. All right, I'm gonna focus. Takes, bishop takes. Look for forcing moves. Here's the other thing. If bishop here, rook takes is the other thing. Wins a pawn. You're not always going to get a brutal attack, but I probably did have something, maybe. I'm not totally sure, actually. Didn't seem like that brutal of an attack. Okay, why can't I take the queen and take the pawn? Should be able to do that. Pawn up ending. I'll take it. Interesting. So do I take the rook? I probably have to. Let's just do that. This feels like a blitz game now, which I'm not too happy about. But I don't want to play b3. How about bishop here? Isolates my pawn, but it's a little more forcing. I'm up a pawn. Can I win this ending? That's a good question. I don't think he can take with a rook, or I'll win. my H pawn is a little too good. All right, so probably, okay, rook d4. King up, my king up. There. Okay, I think I have to do this. King f2. Okay, if rook c6, king e2. I can't let him infiltrate and win pawns. Okay. He wants to block my majority. I mean, my H pawn is very strong. It's a pass pawn and... Okay. I think we'll do this move. Okay, I want to play h4 check. Okay, let's play h4 check. King f4. So I'm a little worried about rook c6. So what do I do? Maybe I just keep my king on d3, guarding everything, and I come and rook f4 is a move, I guess. Can I do it this way? Let's see, rook f4, rook over, king here. How's he going to defend both these pawns? I'm really curious. Really curious. I'm pretty sure this is winning, but he has way more time on the clock, which is my biggest issue. Okay, let's go up. I mean, is he going to go rook c6? I can think about just taking here and take f5 and push. It's a little more double-edged than I want, though. So maybe I don't need to do that. Yeah, he is going to do it. Okay. But is he really? Okay, king d3, rook c1. Can he do that? What if I take rook c2? I don't think I should do this. I'm just going to defend for now. But is rook c1 getting in? I hope not. Okay, if I ever need to play g4, I can do that because my rook's on the 4th rank. Okay. Let's make him defend. Okay, good. Let's bring this pawn up one. Let's do this because if a4, I can then target that as well if I want to. Okay, he's going after that. I don't totally know what I'm doing, I guess. But I actually think g4 maybe. So let's go g4. Takes. Two connected passers is winning. But how do I win? Let's see. Push him, right? If check, king of 4. Rook f6 check. Okay, now I can check. Do I want to? Probably push. G5 check. This looks like progress, doesn't it? Okay, king f5. I think I have king g4 and... Alright, so he wants to do that. Let's check. So he's thinking I take the b pawn and he pushes d4. So that seems like unnecessary counterplay to me. I hope I don't screw this up. I'm not very good at endings. Okay, let's trade rooks. Okay, so he goes check. I'm defending the pawn. He can check me again. Okay. What do I do? He can't trade because king takes and this goes. So I was thinking I'll win this. This is looking good. Really good. You guys are probably laughing at me because it's a very winning ending, but I don't have like tons of confidence in my endings. But I'm kind of expecting resignation. Yeah, there we go. Because I'm going to win this. That's way too much. Yay. All right. So we didn't fall under 1700. So I'm kind of surprised because I haven't played a training game in like a week. I did play a tournament game 6 days ago. Been playing lots of Lazy Blitz and was actually not feeling that great for a few days, but I'm okay tonight. So I think we will analyze this game now. So sorry if these videos are super long, because they probably are. Let me know if you guys think I should split it up into like game and then separate analysis, because I'm definitely open to that and would even prefer it, I think. But I'll just analyze it now. Okay, let's put on self-analysis, and I want to draw some conclusions about the game. So, it was a Mora. So my first thing that I want to learn is, what is the proper thing to do against this setup? So I have a book called Mayhem the Mora by I am Mark Esserman. And he probably does give at least a line against this. I don't think it's a threatening move, but let's see what the opening book says. There is no bishop. Okay, there is bishop c5. Only a few masters have played it. So after bishop c5, it just says castles. Okay. Then it says a6. Like h6 is just a gross misunderstanding of the position. You can't play this way against a gambit. You cannot just give up tempos. Okay, like I know I didn't crush them, but I bet you there's a way. I bet you. Because they played a6 and then bishop back to e7. That's too many tempos in a gambit. You can't do that. So, yeah, it said h6. There are no games in the master database. Yeah, makes sense. So let's see what the computer says about this. It still only likes white a smidge, which is funny. Wow, and it actually kind of liked black here. It said knight g4. Oh, rook d1 is a mistake. Yeah, I see that now because knight g4 hits f2. And I probably have to bring my rook back, sadly. Probably do. Let's find out. Yeah, rook f1. And now black's better because I'm wasting time. Now the knight can go here. So, I didn't see that. That's actually a good flashcard for me. That only happens in this line with bishop f5, actually. Or bishop, why do I call it f5? c5. All right, so, well, I'm going to check Esserman's book on that one. Maybe I'll make a separate video on that in case you guys are interested. All right, so knight to f6. I want to turn the engine off. So this move's a mistake because of knight g4. Bishop e7's definitely a mistake. Too slow. So e5 is probably correct. Knight b5 is probably correct. Bishop f4. I like all these moves. Bishop b3. Interesting moment in the game. Let's check on this one. So top engine moves are rook ac1, queen g3 is the best. I thought about that, but I actually thought bishop g5 would be the response. Yeah, and it is. So what? Do I take it? Like, it says bishop d3. Interesting. So if they take, we take back. We like this because now we can play that. Still guarding this. And if black does, let's see, what would I do if I was black? Let's say black did, can black do something like this? I should not trade queens. I should go queen e4. Just threaten checkmate. And they should go queen g6. Wow. Well, that would lose a pawn. What about f5? If f5, en passant pretty much wins. Yeah, I already knew that. So queen g6 is kind of forced. And then, well, we're going to win a pawn this way at the very least. But that's not the best thing to do. The best thing to do is queen e3. Oh, yeah, of course. Anytime the queen steps in front of a battery, you move your queen out of the way and attack it with the lower piece. Discover attack. So queen g6 is not a move you want to make. All right, well, that's kind of interesting. Okay, I'm going to turn the engine back off. Let's go a little farther down the line. Yeah, take with the rook. Now, I think bishop c2 is probably a really good move. So I just want to check the engine really quick. Yep, top move. All right, so my intuition is fairly good so far. I thought he should go knight f5. Let's see what the computer says about that. Knight g6 is best. Knight f5 is not good because bishop takes f5 is winning. Okay, I didn't expect it would be that good. So why is it winning? Because queen g3, and I'm threatening this. Oh, how do you stop that? There's no queen f6. So how do you defend that pawn? King h7. Okay, you start making moves like that, and you're going to get in trouble. So now we can go queen h3. attack this pawn. They cannot do a discovery to defend because the rook wedge, the rook wedge has rendered these pieces useless. So this is why, you know, this is good. But you have to watch out because black can untangle out of that sometimes, and you have to watch. But I didn't see them getting out of it this game. Yeah, it actually says rook h8, which I'm going to take the pawn with check, right? So yeah, this is very good for white. Winning, in fact. So knight f5 I thought was one of the best moves, and it actually loses. So there's a flaw in my logic. What else? Engine back off. Knight d5 is probably better then. So queen e4 must be good because it just puts so much pressure on black. Takes. This must be good. Queen g3. Absolutely. There's no way to save h6. Okay, so here I have a good position because we want our pawn back, right? Let's see. They have 5 pawns. We have 5 pawns. And we have an attack. I don't know how good this attack is, but it's not bad. It's sort of okay. Like the fact that I can play bishop h6 and there is no queen takes rook is a nice plus. So I'm gonna guess that was better here. Computer's probably gonna say +2. Okay, I was wrong. It's just +1 after queen f7. I think that's what they played, right? No, they played rook f7. So now it's probably +2. Oh my god, it's +4. Okay, so I was totally winning here. Okay, go figure. All right, let's find another moment and come up with a conclusion. Yeah, b5 is kind of desperate. It's like, I have to get my bishop out. Now, what to do here? I didn't really know what to do. But I thought bishop g5 makes the most sense. I feel like the knight is gluing everything together. It's guarding a lot of stuff, including this pawn and here. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the knight has to go. Let's see if that was the best move. If it's not, it's going to be a learning moment. It wasn't best. It's second best. Okay. Other moves are, well, top move listed is rook 6 to d4. Okay, so it's like a reverse rook lift. We're going to remove our wedge because it doesn't matter as much now that bishop's getting out. We're going to remove our wedge and we are going to cause trouble somehow. I'm not sure how yet. I guess. My guess is the rook is going to be most useful here. I would be scared for this plan though. The queen would be lined up with the rook. Yeah, I don't think I fully understand this move. All right, let's play it. I would be afraid of what? Okay, let's just say this. Let's just say that. Now bishop g5. But the other move is rook h4. Okay, now what if the bishop moves and the knight moves, I mean. Okay, the knight can't move because we'll check. And then here, and then checkmate. There's no knight of fate, the knight moved. Okay. So I get that now. This knight is basically, I think it's a really interesting thing in chess because everybody knows about pins. Like my 6-year-old students understand pins. Okay, they go, oh, the piece can't move. But I think it's more fascinating when a piece is sort of like paralyzed because it's guarding a mate and 2 threat or something like that. And even though it's not a direct pin, the piece cannot move. So in this case, rook h4 is an idea because the knight cannot move, meaning there is no discovered attack on this rook, which is what I was worried about. So I think that means I need to pay closer attention to pieces that are paralyzed. Although I was not convinced this was going to be mate, but here it is mate because of rook f7, blocking the queen in on the first rank. But it'll only be mate if the knight moves away, otherwise it's not. Okay. So that was a good learning moment. What else? I'm going to turn the engine back off. Let's continue. Taking on taking on, this is probably not right because of queen takes. I think queen takes, you know, lets black off the hook a bit. So what should I do? Can I play, what can I play here? What do you guys think? H4 looks menacing. But I don't have a lot of ideas here. So again, I don't know what to do. I thought take the knight. Queen d3 is the top move. Also rook 64 again. I don't understand. We're maneuvering, but to where? I have a feeling I'm bringing the queen to h3. I think that's what I'm doing, right? Because, so here's another lesson then. I need to be a little more imaginative. Like I should go ahead and think, like, where do I want my queen? I want my queen on h3. Because it takes 2 moves, and there you go. Kind of hard to see that with 3 minutes, but... Alright, so I took. How bad is this? It's pretty bad. It's a blunder. White's only a little bit better after this. Yeah, queen takes. Okay. Now, the ending turned out really nice, though. So, they should take my queen, but they didn't. This is only slightly better for white. Wow. This is... Wow, this is probably the losing move in the ending. Which I actually thought it might be. Because after this, they have to take back with a pawn. Because if they don't, they're down a pawn. King and pawn endings at pawn down are basically all winning. For the other side. So, this has got to be winning. Well, let me put it this way. If I trade rooks, it's winning. But it might be winning anyway because it's a closed position and pawns are on both sides. There's not like a plethora of open files, so I just kept everything guarded. So I guess I did this pretty well. I'm just kind of flying through it. All right, let's look at our key moments now. I do feel like we learned some really good things. I'm going to make some flashcards. All right, so the opening, I definitely want to learn something about this. Rook d1's a mistake because knight g4. Yes, I know that now. So what should I do to stop that? I probably just have to play a move that isn't rook d1. Like maybe bishop f4 right now would be just fine. Let's find out. It's really leaving us in suspense here. Okay, it's good, but... Oh, best is e5. All right, I didn't really want to allow this, so let's look at this for a second. Let me attacks there. What am I supposed to do? Wow, I go bishop f4. So if they want to trade their pieces for this, I guess they can do that. Like, so let's just say they do this. I mean, I would be afraid of queen b6. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, queen b6 is top move. Okay, how do we defend? Other rook to f1. Yeah, so if they want to play like this, believe it or not, this is winning for white. But if you look at the development, all of white's pieces are developed and active, and black is not. Now, to me, winning this is not the simplest thing I've ever done. But apparently, it's not too hard if you just keep the initiative. So, okay, let's continue. Okay, e5 was the best move. I knew that, though. Missed win. Okay. Wow, was bishop takes... So immediately I'm looking at this. These are the forcing moves. I kind of thought of both of them. So maybe they do win. Or maybe queen e4 right away wins. No, because I played queen e4. So what do you think it is? It could be rook takes knight. I have no idea. I guess it's not that move. I actually don't know. I looked at both of these during the game. It was this. Wow. Okay. If they take, we go... Now we go rook takes d5. Look at that. It was a combination of the two. I mean, all right. I'm not ready to sacrifice all my pieces. Oh, we have queen f5. I did not see queen f5. Because when we take the knight, it distracted this and gave up this square. And now, mate's unstoppable. That is so cool. It says rook e8. Yeah, I mean, the king's going to run, I think. Right? Check. King f8. Now what? We can take here. Check. If here... Queen d6. Checkmate. It's kind of like a dovetail thing. So they can't even go there. They have to go back to g8. That's going to be curtains because now we check with the bishop here. This is a pretty familiar pattern, isn't it? g6, here, here, here. Checkmate. Wow. I'm going to have to make a flashcard of that because that is some cool stuff. Now, could I find that in a classical game? I might. I've been calculating a lot. I've been doing a lot of calculation training, but I'm not fast at it. I'm not fast. Need to get faster. But I would have looked at everything. That's the thing. So maybe I'd find that. All right, what else? Let's see. That was cool, though. How cool is that? Yeah, it thinks this is a blunder. What were we supposed to do here? Probably this, yeah. So I need to learn how to continue my attack. It didn't come to me how to do it. That's why I took the knight. I didn't think that was a good move, but I didn't see anything else. So this or queen d3 with this idea. So we learned that too. But, I mean, I played the ending well, I think. So, oh, what does it want here? So it doesn't like bishop e4. Wow, this move's winning. h3 is winning. Hmm. Well, this also, yeah, they should not have put their rook on d8. They probably should have went on c8. Took the open file. That's a mistake, but it's still winning, so what do you really want? I was thinking about playing this move. Oh, I could have took the pawn. That's what I'm supposed to do. Let's continue. Okay, what's wrong with this one? What am I supposed to do? Check or something? I actually don't know. Yep, just check. Okay. Okay, well, in the end, it says I played with 81% accuracy. You guys will find that if you play gambits in attacking chess, it's way harder to get a high percentage accuracy. When I play positional games, I mean, even in blitz, I sometimes get like 97, 98%. Like, doesn't happen every time, but it happens. But in attacking chess, where things are more complicated, it's a little harder. So they're harder to find moves in this game. But I still got the W against a 1700. So maybe this means I am 1700 strength, or maybe stronger. So we'll find out. By the way, I did get my first vaccine, and my second one I get this coming week on May 4th. What is today? Oh, it's next week, actually. But 2 weeks after that, we're going to start running in-person tournaments because I work for Progressive Chess. And, well, I'll be open to returning to over-the-board chess. Not completely open, but I'll definitely play at least one. And hopefully a lot more. I'm even considering the World Open, although maybe that's a little premature. Maybe I should still stay calm for a while and see how this whole vaccine and variant thing plays out. But definitely looking to play a lot of chess in the coming years. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it wasn't too long, but I'm sure it was. So if you made it this far, please let me know, because I'd be very curious to know. And I'll be back with more chess. Okay, bye.